Okay.
Today we're actually going to go ahead and get started in child's pose. So we're going to have the knees on the mat, have those big toes together, sink the heels down, rest the arms out, and place the forehead down on the mat. And just start to take a few breaths here. If it gets to be a little tight on the shoulders with the arms out, you can go ahead and bring those hands down by the legs, whatever's comfortable. And you can have the knees together, knees wide, whatever works for you right now. Just starting to kind of get a little bit of a stretch in that lower back. We're going to focus on that low back tonight in the hip area. Try to get those a little bit loosened up. But right now, we'll just start to recognize the breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Taking as deep inhales and exhales as is comfortable. We're just breathing normally here. Feeling those inhales and exhales fill up in your body and leave the body. Take just those few minutes right here just to start to recognize the breath. Start to kind of let the day go. Let yourself sink into your mat and prepare the mind and the body for the practice ahead of us. Taking just a few more deep inhales and exhales here. And we'll take one more deep inhale and exhale it all out. And when you feel ready, we'll come up onto our hands and our knees. Placing those hands right under the shoulders, knees right under those hips, feet tops are flat onto the mat. We're going to take our right hand and extend it out. And we're going to take our left foot and extend it out. We're going to hold this for just a second as we inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to try to bring the knee and the elbow together. And as we exhale, we're going to bring it out. Inhale, bringing them together. Exhaling out. Inhale, bring it together. Exhale out. We'll do one more. Inhaling it together. And exhaling it out. And we'll take the hand, place it on the mat. Take the knee, place it on the mat. Kind of adjust a little bit so we're back in those even positions. And as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly down, bringing these up towards the ceiling. Exhale, roll that spine up, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale, dropping that belly down. Inhale, rolling that spine up. Exhale, drop that belly down. Inhale, bring the spine up. Exhaling down. And inhale up. And we'll go ahead and come into a neutral spine here. And this time we're going to extend that left hand out and extend that right foot out. Take a second here to get the balance. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, we'll bring the knee and elbow together. Inhale it out. Exhale, bring it together. Inhaling it out. Exhale together. Inhale out. And we'll do one more. Coming in together. Exhale it out. And take the hand, place down on the mat. Place that knee on the mat. And we're going to go ahead and do our cat-cows again. So as we inhale, we drop the belly down, bring the face up. Exhale, roll the spine up. Inhale, drop the belly down. Exhale, rolling that spine up. And inhale, drop the belly down. Exhale, rolling it up. And inhaling it down. And exhale, roll that spine up. And we'll go ahead and come to a neutral spine. Adjust those hands a little bit, adjust those feet, make sure we're right under those shoulders, right under those hips. We're gonna tuck the toes, and instead of pushing the hips all the way up into our down dog, we're just gonna push just enough to get those knees to hover slightly over that mat. And we're just gonna hold this for just a second here, focusing on the inhales, focusing on the exhales. Using the core here to keep us steady, using the shoulders. Taking a few more inhales and exhales. And go ahead and drop those knees down. We're gonna put those big toes together. If we can, we're gonna shift those knees out so they're nice and wide on the mat. And then sink those hips down, dropping the forehead onto the mat. Taking a few seconds here to kind of recover the breath. Letting the arms relax, letting the core relax, letting the face, neck, head, everything just relax right here. Take a few more breaths. And we'll take one more deep inhale. And exhale it out. And we'll go ahead and bring ourselves back up onto those hands and those knees. We're going to go ahead and tuck the toes again. And this time we're going to bring ourselves all the way up into that down dog. Adjusting those feet when we get there. Adjusting those hands. Wide fingers on the mat, arms coming straight out from the shoulders. We can have a bend in the knees. We can have the feet wide on the mat. Whatever is comfortable. Take a few seconds here and pedal those feet out. So we'll lift one ankle, drop it down, lift one heel, drop it down. Going as slow or as quick as is comfortable. Maybe holding one side down a little bit longer than the other. Maybe one side needs a little bit more relaxing, releasing than the other. Take just a few seconds here. And then go ahead and let those feet come into stillness. We're gonna put a deep bend in the knees and then push the hips all the way up, trying to get a full extension of that down dog, trying to push those heels down if we can. Taking a breath here. And then we're gonna walk our hands back towards our feet, folding over our legs with a little bit of a bend in those knees. Taking those hands, placing them on the thigh, and rolling ourselves up as slow as we can go. Stacking those vertebrae as we come up. Rolling the head up, rolling the shoulders back and down as we come up. Take a second here, we'll close the eyes. Take a deep breath and exhale it out. And we'll open those eyes back up. And as we inhale, we'll bring the arms up, gaze up towards those thumbs. Exhale, swan dive ourselves forward. We'll inhale and half lift. Slide those hands right under the kneecaps. Exhale down. Inhale all the way back to standing. Bringing those arms up with us. Exhaling down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale the arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale the arms down. All right, we'll add some full sun salutes. So we should be starting at the back of our mats on these ones. So we're gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, we're gonna walk those hands out to plank or drop onto our knees. As we exhale, we're gonna come all the way down to the mat. Inhale, just lifting that chest, keeping the abs engaged here. Exhale down. Inhale, we'll push back to down dog, passing through all fours. Adjusting our feet when we come up to the down dog. Taking a breath here. And on that next inhale, walk the hands back to the feet, putting a bend in the knees if we need to. Taking those hands, we'll place them on the thighs, and we'll roll ourselves up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders, and then inhaling the arms up. As we exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk those hands out to a plank or onto the knees. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, just lifting that chest, keeping those abs engaged. Exhale down. Inhale, push back to down dog, so you pass through all fours here. Taking a breath here. On the next inhale, walk those hands back to the feet. Putting that slight bend in those knees, hands on the thighs, and rolling that back up slowly. Rolling those shoulders down. And we'll inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walking the hands out to that plank or onto the knees. Exhaling the arms down. Inhale, just lifting that chest, keeping those abs nice and tight. Exhale down. Inhale, push back to down dog. All right, we're gonna hold this down dog for just a little bit longer here. So taking a couple breaths. Whenever we hold our down dog, feel free if you want to pedal those feet out to pedal the feet out. And we'll take one more inhale and exhale. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the right leg up, bent knee. As we exhale, we're going to sweep the leg forward between the thumbs. Adjust those feet a little bit so they're kind of on a little wider stance, parallel to each other. We'll drop down onto that back left knee. Untuck the toe if we can. Take the hands, place them on the thigh, and come up standing. Or kneeling, I guess, sorry. We're gonna take the left hand, we're gonna bring that left hand up and just kind of start to tilt ourselves into a little side bend here. So we should feel a nice long stretch in this left leg muscle, the psoas, all of those areas there. Taking a few breaths here, allowing that muscle to release. Also feeling a deep stretch in the front of that left hip. And take a few more breaths. And we'll go ahead and straighten ourselves out of that little side bend, bringing that left arm down. We'll take both hands, place them down onto the mat. We'll take that back toe. If we can, tuck it up, bringing that knee up, placing the hands on the mat, and step that right leg back into a high plank or onto our knees. We're gonna exhale all the way onto the mat. Inhale, just lifting that chest, abs engaged. Exhale down. And inhale back to our down dog. And we'll take those couple breaths here. Throughout the next part of our practice, we want to make sure to keep those cores nice and engaged. It helps with the lower back. Like I said, our practice here is all about the lower back tonight, so we're trying to get that loosened up, which means we do a lot with the hips as well. All right, on the next inhale, we'll lift that left leg up, putting a bend in that knee. As we exhale, we're going to sweep that left leg forward between the thumbs, adjusting those feet so they're parallel with each other, and then dropping down on that back knee, untucking that toe if we can, taking the hands, placing them on the thigh, bringing ourselves up. In that kneeling position, we'll take that right hand, place it up, and then do that slight little side bend over that left side. So again, we're feeling that nice stretch in the front of that right hip and all the way down the side of that leg. Taking a few breaths here. One more breath. And go ahead and bring ourselves back up, releasing that hand down. We're gonna bring both hands down onto the mat. If we can, tuck that back toe, lifting that knee. Placing the hands on the mat and step that left foot back into that high plank or onto those knees. As we exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, we're going to lift just that chest up. Exhale, down. Inhale, we're going to push back to down dog. We'll take just a breath here. And on the next inhale, walk the feet up to the hands. Folding over those legs. And we'll go ahead and just hang out here for just a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a hold with the hands of both elbows, the opposite elbows. Let the head hang. Let the arms hang. And we can rock side to side here. Releasing any tension we have down the legs, down the back. And then we'll go ahead and come into stillness. Let the hands fall. And while we're in our fold, we'll kind of heel toe our feet out so they're about hip distance or shoulder distance apart. So not very wide. And we're going to get ready to move into a chair pose. So we're going to start to sink the hips down like we're sitting in a chair and bring the arms up, facing forward, tucking the tailbone in. The weight is in the heels, so we're light on those toes. If it gets to be too much on the arms, we can bring the arms down to the hips, and the gaze goes forward. Taking a few breaths here. Take one more breath. And as we exhale, we're going to bring ourselves into that forward fold again. And just letting the head hang, letting the arms hang. We need to wiggle those toes. I'm taking just a few breaths right here. And then we'll go ahead and put a bend in those knees, take those hands, place them on the thighs, and again, slowly start to roll ourselves up. One vertebrae at a time. And then letting the shoulders roll down and back. Take a second here, let's close our eyes one time up here. And inhale and exhale. Let's take one more breath. Exhaling it out. And we'll go ahead and open the eyes. We're going to take the left leg and step it back long on the mat. So that back foot's going to be parallel with the back of our mat. We're going to try to seal down the edge of that foot. And then we'll take a bend in that front knee, making sure those hips are nice and parallel with each other, even. And then when we feel ready, we'll bring the hands out, keeping them parallel with the legs. The gaze goes over that front middle finger. So we want to try to keep that knee over the ankle and try to keep the arms out. So we don't want to let those arms drop or let that knee flop around. And take a few breaths here. We should feel pretty steady in this pose, feeling even weight between the feet, feeling strong. And then we'll take that front hand, rotate it so the palm is facing up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that palm up, dropping that left hand back on that back thigh. Getting a little bit of a side bend here. If it's too much with the bend, we can always just come upright. Then we're going to keep that core nice and engaged. As we move through our poses, our knee can sometimes move around, so we want to think about keeping that knee over that ankle. Taking those few breaths here. Try to relax anything that's tightening up. Sometimes that shoulder can get tightened up. Sometimes it starts to move up towards the ear. Try to just relax it down. All right, we're gonna do one more pose with that bent knee. So hold it for just a little longer. So we're gonna come back forward, bringing the arms out. We're gonna put a bend in the front elbow. And this time we're gonna tilt ourselves forward, resting that forearm on that front leg. Bring that back arm up and overhead. The gaze can be down at the foot, up at the ceiling, or straight ahead, whatever's comfortable on the back. Or I'm sorry, on the neck. Try not to put a ton of weight in that elbow, so we're just kind of resting there, not pushing down, causing that elbow to come up. And trying to keep that back nice and long, so you don't want to round it forward. We'll take just a couple more breaths here. We'll take one more inhale and exhale. And we'll go ahead and come up just for a second, bringing the arms up, and then coming down over that front leg, rotating that back foot, stepping that right leg back, coming into a down dog. And we'll take a breath here. Maybe another one. Feeling the difference between the legs. Maybe that right leg's a little bit looser, probably a little bit fatigued right now. We'll get that left leg there in just a second. And on our next inhale, we'll lift that left leg up. As we exhale, we're going to push that leg forward, step in between the hands, and rotating that back foot down so it's parallel with the mat. And then we'll bring ourselves up. Switch directions for you. So again, we want to make sure those hips are nice and even, putting a bend in that front knee. And then we'll bring our arms out. Gaze going over that front middle finger. Remember to keep that knee over the ankle and the arms nice and parallel with the legs. Sealing that back foot down. So we should feel nice and steady on those feet. So if someone came and just gave you a little tap, you wouldn't move. Taking a few more breaths here. All right, we're gonna take that front hand, rotate the palm facing the ceiling. And as we exhale, drop ourselves back so that right hand goes onto that back leg. That left hand comes up, putting that slight back bend in, so keeping that core nice and engaged. Again, we can just come straight up and down if the back bend is too much. Remembering to keep that knee over that ankle as we move through our poses. Taking those few breaths here. We'll take one more inhale and exhale. And we'll go ahead and bring ourselves back to that warrior two with the arms out for just a second. We'll take that front arm, put it at that bend, and then rotate ourselves forward over that front leg, bringing the back arm up and overhead. Remembering that knee over that ankle. Again, the gaze can be down at the foot, straight ahead, or up at the ceiling, whatever's comfortable. We want to keep that back nice and long so we're not rotating over. And light on that elbow so that shoulder doesn't push up into that ear. And take those few breaths here. Just a couple more. And we'll go ahead and bring ourselves up, rotating down, coming down onto the mat, rotating that back foot up on those toes, and then stepping that left leg back into that down dog. We'll take just a couple breaths here. Feeling now that the feet maybe are a little bit more even, those legs are a little bit more even now with each other. All right, we're gonna go ahead and walk the feet up to the hands. Folding over those legs. And we'll go ahead and take a hold of those elbows again. And just rotate side to side. And then come into stillness. Let those hands fall. Let that head fall. And we'll do our chair pose one more time. So we'll step those feet so they're about hip distance or shoulder distance apart. We'll start to sink those hips down like we're sitting in a chair, and then bring those arms up. Again, tucking that tailbone in. Weight is in the heels. So there's nice and light on those toes. The arms can be down on the hips or out in front with the gaze going forward. We'll take just a couple more breaths here. And as we inhale, we're gonna bring ourselves up and back into that forward fold. Take a breath here. And then we'll place the hands on the mat, step the feet back into a down dog. Come forward, bringing those knees onto the mat. We're gonna place those big toes together, sink the hips back over the heels, dropping that forehead onto the mat. And take a few breaths here. Arms can be outstretched or down by the legs, whatever is comfortable for you. Try to catch the breath here if you lost it at all. Did a lot of poses that strung things together, strung different poses together. A lot of work in those legs, those hips. So take just a second here to relax the legs out, relax the hips, and relax the breath. And we'll take one more breath down here. Exhaling it out. And we'll go ahead and come up onto our hands and our knees. And then we'll shift ourselves around so we're in a nice seated position. So we're going to do just a little bit more work down here. So we can keep the legs up, our feet up on the mat. Have the hands back behind us. So we kind of want to sit so we're up on those sit bones. And we're going to go into a little balanced kind of boat pose here. So our legs and our hands are going to come off the mat. So you want to keep the legs together. So we're slowly going to start to rock ourselves back. The hands are going to come forward and lift those feet up. We can just have the feet hovering here, and we can even keep the hands on the mat. You can even keep the heels just lightly touching the mat. Or we can bring the legs up, so we have bent knees, and we can bring the hands out. Or we can keep the hands resting just slightly. So we're keeping that back nice and long, so try not to fold it forward. We can have the legs straight. I'm not going to do that today. It's your choice on where you want to be in this pose. Embrace the shaking that's going to happen. We'll take a second here. Breathe. And roll forward, dropping the legs down, crossing the legs. We're going to take the hands, placing them on each knee. And we're going to do some cat-cows while we're sitting. So we're going to inhale, pushing the belly forward, bring the gaze up. Exhale, roll the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale, bring the belly forward, gaze up. Exhale, roll the spine. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, forward. And exhale, roll that spine. And we'll inhale, coming to a neutral spine. We're going to do that whole thing one more time. So we're going to go into our boat pose again. So we'll bring the feet onto the mat. So take either option that you want with your boat pose. So taking those feet, making sure the legs stay together. Slowly start to rock ourselves back. And bringing those legs up. Whatever is comfortable to you. So keeping those hands down, keeping the feet down, having that bend in the knees, or straightening the legs. If you have the legs straight and you want a whole lot more, you can put the hands straight up as well. It's up to you on how you want to take this pose. Just remembering to try to keep that nice long back and embrace that shaking that's gonna happen. Taking just a few more breaths here. And we're gonna exhale, bring ourselves forward, crossing those legs. Again, taking the hands, placing them on the knees. And we'll inhale, push the belly forward, bring the head up. Exhale, roll that spine. Inhale, forward. Exhale, roll that spine. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. And we'll do that one more time. So inhaling forward. And exhale, roll it back. And inhale, go ahead, come to that neutral spine. We're going to go ahead and kick those legs straight out in front of us. And rock so we're up on those sit bones. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, fold over those legs. Taking a hold of wherever's comfortable. Letting the hands come down. They can be on the shins, the thighs. You might even be right here and feel a stretch. So wherever is comfortable to you, trying to keep that longer back so we don't want to round it forward to get that stretch. So we're not only stretching the legs here, we're stretching the lower back. few breaths here. We have the hands on the feet. We don't feel like we're getting a whole lot of a stretch. You can pull those toes back. Gives you a little bit more in the legs. Taking those breaths here, allowing those legs to relax, allowing that back to relax. Take one more deep breath. And exhale it out. Take the hands, placing them next to the legs on the floor. Slowly start to walk ourselves back. We're going to keep the legs out in front of us. So what we're going to do in our next pose is we're going to engage all the muscles that we have. So the legs are going to be flexed, the quads are going to be flexed, the back muscles are going to be flexed. So we're keeping that spine nice and long by flexing those back muscles, flexing those shoulders, flexing those legs, and letting the hands just come down to the side, just hovering over that mat. So you can move them around without touching the mat. Just letting them relax there. Well, I guess not really relax because you're engaging everything here. So letting them hover there. So even that core is nice and engaged to kind of help take a little bit off of that lower back. So it doesn't look like we're doing a whole heck of a lot here, but as you can feel, just to keep ourselves upright in this straight position takes a lot of muscle work in the back. So this is good that if we find ourselves sitting a lot at work or even during the day, just to kind of sit and try to do this to kind of make sure all those muscles get engaged at some point during the day. Keep them flexed, keep them nice and strong so they're not getting lengthened out or pulled out and then underworked. And we'll take one more breath here. And go and exhale, just release. Don't release yourself all the way down, but just try to relax the muscles. We're going to do a little bit of a reverse here. So we're going to take the hands behind us. So we have a couple different options here. So we can either just start to push the hips up, bringing ourselves up, or we can take the feet on the mat and just lift up into like a tabletop, which can be here, here, all the way up, or having those legs straight out, pushing those hips up, just taking a breath here, kind of reversing that, putting a little bit of that muscle work in the front part of the body, and then exhaling it down. And then we'll take those feet, bring them together in front of us, rock back and forth so we're up on those sit bones, and then slowly start to fold over those legs. Again, we're trying to keep that longer back length if we can without rolling ourselves forward. So wherever you start to feel that stretch in the inner thighs, in the lower back, just stop there. Don't try to push the legs. Don't try to push the knees down. Just let yourself go over those legs. Starting to feel those muscles start to relax. Taking those deep breaths here. A little bit of work there. So if we need to try to catch the breath here, try to slow it down. Few more breaths here. And then we'll go ahead and take the hands, place them on the mat, give ourselves a little assist up. We'll take those legs, help them together. We're going to kick the right leg out. We'll just bring it straight out in front of us. Take that left foot, bring it in towards the legs. We're in like a 4. And we're going to go ahead and inhale the arms up. And exhale, folding over just that right leg. Trying to let that left leg relax down a little bit. Sometimes that knee can start to slide up a little bit. Just try to relax it down. Try to relax the toes. Again, trying to keep that length in the back so we're not rolling ourselves forward. Taking those deep breaths. And we'll take hands, place them right on the outside of the leg. Give ourselves a little walk up. And we'll go ahead and switch those legs. So we'll kick that left leg out. Bring that right leg so we're in that 4 position. Inhale, bringing those arms up. And exhale, folding over that left leg. Again, trying to relax that right leg down. Trying to relax those toes. Relaxing into the stretch. And we'll take the hands, place them on the mat. Slowly start to walk ourselves up. All right, we're going to kick that right leg out. One last little bit of effort here. So we're going to slowly start to roll ourselves down onto our mat. So we're trying to go as slow as we possibly can. So we're just going to start to slowly let ourselves go back, trying to keep those feet on the ground, letting the hands go wherever they go, and slowly, slowly, slowly trying to go all the way down. And then when we get to a point, just let it go. And bring those knees into the chest, take a hold of the legs, rock side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and place the feet onto the mat. We'll take the right leg, place that ankle on top of the left thigh. Kind of let that leg kind of flop down. And then we're slowly going to start to lift that left leg into the chest. Taking a hold of that left leg, either behind the thigh and then bringing the head back down. And feeling that stretch in that right inner hip area, pretty deep down in the glute. We don't feel like we have any stretch going on with the hands on the back of the thigh. We can take the hands, placing them on the outside of the shin, and that brings that leg in just a little bit more. Get that deeper stretch. Wherever is comfortable for you. Take just a few minutes here to let that leg loosen up. Again, these muscles, when we're sitting all day, can tend to shorten. So this helps lengthen them back out. Try to send the breath into that hip. Wiggle those toes. And let them just relax. Let that leg just relax. At any point, you can back out of the stretch if it feels like it's too much. Take just a few more breaths here. And then we'll go ahead and slowly release that leg back down, that foot back down onto the mat. Uncross that right leg, slowly let it come down to the mat, straighten that leg out. And then just kind of rock it side to side. And then we'll take that right foot, place it up on the mat. Take that left foot or ankle and place it on top of that right thigh. And then we'll slowly start to bring that right leg in, taking a hold of either behind the thigh, bringing the legs out onto the top of the shin, and letting the head come back down onto the mat, pulling that leg with you. Maybe one side is a little bit tighter than the other. Maybe you're just not as deep or you can't get as deep, and that's normal. Usually your dominant side is a little bit looser because you tend to use that a little bit more. Again, that stretch should be deep into that left hip. Sending the breath there. Allowing that leg, that muscle to just relax with each breath. Taking a few more deep breaths here. And then we'll go ahead and release that leg down. Uncross that foot and let that left leg come straight down onto the mat. And rocking it side to side. Feeling it relax just a bit. And we'll bring that left foot, place it back on the mat. Bring both knees into the chest. Take a hold one more time. Rocking side to side. And then we'll release the legs down onto the mat. Letting them come down. We'll take the arms up and overhead. And we'll do one last stretch. So stretch the legs down, stretch the arms out, full body stretch here. And then relax the legs down, relax the arms down. Bring the arms down by the sides. Let the legs fall wherever's comfortable. Start to close the eyes. Begin deepening the breath. Feel the heat of the practice covering you like a blanket. Starting to let your mind clear. Releasing the thoughts of the day. Releasing any stresses in the body. or in the mind, letting yourself sink onto your mat. Take these next few minutes to just be with yourself, not have to think about anything, not have to worry about anything. Just focus on the breath, focus on the mat underneath you. And just be. Start to bring a little life back to your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Rock your head from side to side. Begin deepening your inhales and exhales. And we'll bring one foot onto the mat, follow it by the other, and then bring one knee to the chest and follow it by the other. Taking a hold of the legs behind the knees and rocking side to side. And when you're ready, we'll slowly roll onto the right side. With your right side grounded by the earth, leaving your left side open to the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all the gifts the universe has to offer you today. When you're ready, come up to a comfortable seated position. We'll go ahead and close the eyes one more time. Take the hands, placing them right in front of the heart. Take a deep inhale and exhale it out. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.